Hello, everybody. I am Chad Shrump, and this is brand new from Golden Tee Mobile. It is week 1 of the Challenge Cup, brought to you by Golden Tee Mobile and the great Andy Kuhlman. Week 1, Tilt Nasty knocked off Chubby Cox. We also saw ESS 777, whoever you might be, knocked out here in week 1. Single elimination. 4 weeks of these wonderful single elimination tournaments. Going to share a $1,000 Golden Tee prize pool. Gift cards and the like. There is some highlighted action. Mark Duchesne from the rough. Here is Phil Rumley, a 3-iron. Since we are seeing highlights, I am going to be the smartest man in the room and say, this goes in. Hello. Yeah, so it's like that. And I don't know who won this match. But here's hole number 2. Oh, Phil Rumley. Going to go up and over the barn. He loves to throw that jab. Why would you not throw a jab? Back pin and just misses. Big points on the way. 17,000 points there. I'm sure he went on to make that putt. Here is Mark. He is going to throw this right at it. Gets a great Johnny Bench snatch of the sniper into the hole. Don't know what these scores are. Mark, yeah, we do know. Mark's 1 up through 4. Here's Rumley into a par 5. Here is his approach. Again, javelin, and he just misses again. Phil Rumley, always all over the hole. Detroit, Michigan product by way of the great country of England. Mark Duchesne. Oh, just misses that one with a great avatar. Lives in Chicago, Illinois. Went to the greatest university in the United States, the University of Michigan, many years ago. Here's Rumley, needs to make this from the fringe with the Ranger. I'm sure this will go. I'm sure it won't go. I'm sure Phil's going to not make that. I guarantee he is wildly annoyed with that one. So Mark is still 1 up through 11. And he just lands it onto the green, hits the hill, and he will have a left breaker. Should be just fine. I don't anticipate Mark missing this. And he does not. So here is another shot from Mark. Wow. That was not very good. I think that might have caught tree. Did it? I was not anticipating that. He's still up 2. He's got a shot to throw away. But this is very makeable. This is very makeable. Now this right 3 is going to bounce hard, and he just misses. Just a bit too hard. Went past the break by the hole. Phil trying to go up and over that tree, guarding the green here on this par 5 14th hole. He has done it. He might have GSP. No. 6 feet. 0 love for you, Phil Rumley. And now we go to 18. Mark up 1. Phil has to have this to move on or possibly force sudden death. The Ranger from the fringe. Left 6. Very nicely done. What has Mark done? We have not seen Mark. Here is his shot. That's why Phil left it where he did. Just wants a layup shot. This looks like OT in the works. Mark, a 3-iron. Sniper. This probably needs to be hit about 35% to get there. There's 30. Takes that break way too early, slides away, and that is an OT that Phil wins versus GSP, but that does not matter here. We go back to the back 9. The first player to win a hole will win the match. Here is mark. He just misses. Bounces over the cup. Can Phil win it here? Phil with the javelin with a pin about 1 to 2 feet off the fringe. Just madness. And it hops and just misses. Very well done. Phil has done this before, but no blood, so we will go to the par 3 11th hole. First one to hole out with the other not matching will move on. This is the semifinal match between Mark Duchesne and Phil Rumley. Can Phil win it here? Two of the best players that have ever played this game going at it here. Here is Rumley. It's over. Phil Rumley will make it to our championship match, week number 1. Tilt Nasty versus Phil Rumley in the Gold Division Finals. The Challenge Cup taking place on the worst course we could imagine. My God. It's Agave Ranch. Keep your heads held high so you don't fall asleep. Could be some good action. We never know. Here's Tilt Nasty. The great Riley Hitchcock, one of the best players in the world. I would say he would be a little bit of a favorite versus Phil Rumley. Not by much, especially on Agave. I would say not by much at all on Agave. This is a coin toss. If I were to be the betting man setting the line, I would say this is a half-stroke favorite, maybe Riley. And Riley takes an early lead. Holes out, hole number 1. The javelin just finds that green and goes right in. Very, very nice from Riley. Can Phil match? Of course he has his javelin. Phil probably has 10,000 snipers he's never even used. And Phil makes another. So tied after 1 here on Agave. This is another great opportunity for a hole out. Let's see where that pin is. It looks like it is in the front on the left. Not super accessible. It's not something you would run a low 2 or 1 iron javelin to. I imagine Riley will hit some type of a sniper at it. Phil will go, yeah, he's got enough room. Phil does have the jab here. He's got a good landing spot, but he's come up short. Hit the fringe. It kills it. I would imagine Riley hit sniper, maybe. No, dead wrong. I am absolutely dead wrong, but I'll tell you this right now. Barrett Detterman would have hit a sniper. Period. End of discussion. Here is Riley. Can he take a 1-stroke lead and hole out his first 2 holes? This will break to the right, just a hair. Riley thinking about it. Here it comes. Bingo! Riley is 2 for 2 on the holeable shots early. Here is another. Look at that wind. 10 miles an hour, but it's straight. If Riley hits this straight and has the right percentage, this will go. It's a right 3. Hit the green, dive in. Let's see. That's right and short. And it wasn't right. I'm wrong about that. I don't think that was right. Looked like it might have been taking off a little bit to the right. But as it was airborne, that looked like it was right on line. A little Ranger chip for Riley, no problem. Phil going with the orbit. Got to start out a little left, so it comes back to the right, and it just doesn't have enough gumption. Comes up short of the cup. And he will birdie. Here is Riley still on honors watch. He has a 1-stroke lead. He has holed out 2 of his first 3 holes. Not surprising on Agave Ranch. It's a pretty course. Twilight here at Agave Ranch, as always. And no, the great Walter Alberto Flores will not be hitting any shots into here. Nice shot from Phil. Rams that javelin almost in the jar. Here's Mr. Hitchcock. Tilt Nasty. Sniper on the way. And that is just a little bit deep onto the collar of that fringe. And the putt is good. Now we got to go up and over. This should not be a problem at all. He has moved to the far back of the box to give him enough room to get that shot up and over. I love the maniacs on these shots. It just makes me feel better, and apparently so does Phil Rumley. Phil with a maniacs. Don't have to hit it 100%. And he does not, and that should be a makeable putt for Phil. We saw him miss a putt in the semifinal round during the highlights. Ooh, and he gets that one to sneak in, so he still trails Tilt Nasty by 1 stroke here on Agave Ranch. This is week 1, the Challenge Cup. We appreciate Andy Kuhlman's tournament that he has put together to keep things interesting in the mobile community. And that is not very good from Riley. That should be 24, 34, maybe a 30% shot with the sand wedge, and it would go right in the cup. A little 30%er. What's Riley going to hit it at? Looks like he's going 28 or 29. And it's fine. It's fine. It's in. When you're that good, you can afford to make mistakes because your game lets you recover. Here's Phil, and he will point that. 4,500 GSP. If we're tied after 18, just like our World qualifiers, we will go to a sudden death playoff on the back 9. That is the only true way to get a true champion crown of this Challenge Cup. Again, thank you to Andy for keeping things fresh for us. In light of any new courses coming out soon, we do have the Challenge Cup, something fun. Qualify on Wednesdays with the 18-hole events. The top 8 will go to a single elimination bracket. We do a gold and we do a silver bracket. Unsure of who won the silver championship in week 1, and I don't even know who won this match. As you know, I try not to know any of that, so it's fresh, it's real, and I'm not being fake with you on acting surprised if somebody won a match or hold a shot. Believe me when I tell you, this is as live as it gets. I can hear a truck without a muffler right now. GSP, 20,000. 18,000. 15,000. See? It's live. Riley type. We'll tap that in. Type it. Tap it. Tap it up. What's that song? Never mind. Belle Biv DeVoe, maybe? Back in 1989. Yes, I am old. Here we go. Phil Rumley. Put the trains back on the tracks, and I can't even say that right. Put the train on the tracks. Phil, GSP, 8,000 points. Plays a little extra break. Doesn't come all the way back to the hole, but my goodness, was the weight judged very perfectly. Very nice shot. Riley will find the fairway here on 9. And so does Phil. So here is Mr. Hitchcock. Tilt Nasty, if you please. Be trying to hole out for a Eagle 2, or a double Eagle 2, rather. You're on this par 5 closing hole on the front 9. Just a little too firm. Stays on the green, thankfully. That is not an easy second shot, or third shot, rather. My God, get it together, Shrump. And there is the Eagle. So a nice 16 under front for Riley Hitchcock. Phil will go the conventional javelin. Just wants to clear the green and then roll in. But that will run past, so he will finish 15 under par as we head to the back 9. Slightly more difficult. And I mean just slightly. What a course for our first finals. Agave Ranch. Here's Riley, slows it down. Here it comes. The fun ball just misses. Riley thought that was in. He slowed that down for us so we could watch it. Thank you, Riley. We appreciate that. Here's Phil's effort. GSP? No. 7 feet, Phil. Do better. Do better, Remley. Come on. And here are the expert settings. You do not get this look very often on Pro, if at all. The cacti are typically right in the way. Here's Riley's effort, and that will be GSP. 15,000 or 20. Good shot from Mr. Hitchcock. Here is Phil Rumley, Michigan's own, one of the gentlemen of the game. And he does not want to get all the way there, but he will get 12,000 points for his effort. Thank you to Brandon Neal for helping get these tournament videos to you so that you can watch these Gold Cup tournament matches. Andy Kuhlman and Brandon Neal working together, getting these productions to you. I do the easy part. I just get to talk. And another good shot from Phil. Loves his javelins. Just absolutely, he loves them. Just once in your life, loves something, anything, and I mean anything, as much as Phil Rumley loves the javelin, the wind cutter ball. Here's Riley. We'll be a little aggressive here with the sniper, trying to ram this in. Won't be the first time he's rammed something in, and he's just short here, rolls to the right. Riley going for his third hole out of this match. And just maybe 1 or 2% more firm. It takes that break a little later and slides in. But now it's a really good try from Riley. Will maintain a 1-stroke lead. 1-iron sniper here. It's the right play, but I promise you Phil will be hitting a jab and he might make it. But first, here's Riley. Up by 1. Tilt nasty. Today. On the way. Just misses. More points, though. Another 10,000 GSP for Tilt Nasty. Oh, he lets us see it. Thanks. I think he wanted to see it because that did hit the green right in front of the cup. And then the right 2 or 3 that green is, kicked it to the right immediately. Yeah, it's a right 2. So Phil will play for that right 2. He wants to land this just in front of the green and let it bounce towards the cup. It does. And he misses GSP, another 7-footer. I think at this point, Phil's not even trying to get GSP. 7 feet twice? Come on, Phil. Tilt Nasty, bikini, shorts, cowboy hat. All of his fetishes for you to see in his bikini top. Little blonde hair ponytail. We see what you're doing, Tilt Nasty. Linda, get your boy in line. A little out of control. This is a family dynamic here. Here's Rumley. It's always hard to get a javelin in there, especially with that front pin. Phil, come on. At some point, you have to hit something other than a javelin on looks like that. Give yourself a chance to win it. And yes, I said all that knowing full well Phil just would beat the brakes off of me. He's so good. But hey, Joe Buck can't play football, but he can talk about it. Onwards. Here's Mr. Hitchcock. Tilt Nasty, a beautiful look in. I refuse to go this way. This will break very hard to the left. This is a left 6. And here she comes. And that's a little bit too far. But an easy cleanup for Tilt Nasty. Maintains that 1-stroke lead. Phil again, a javelin. Just wants to creep this onto the green. Has to take a ton off. And then it's going to break. Oh, and he just misses that one Would love to see that again. He had to miss that one by maybe a cup or two. What an effort from Phil. Riley has a chance to make this. He is trying to snipe this dead in the cup. Just needs to clear the rock and right at it, and it is. Yes, sir! Riley, a real beauty. A sniper off the tee. 2-iron. Lands it just to the right of the hole where the left break takes it. You cannot do any better. Phil is almost now in the need of a must-make. He's going to try to let gravity do its job. It doesn't get all the way to the cup. He gets GSP, almost 7,000 great shot points. But Phil now trails by 2 strokes, 2 holes to play. And really, this is trouble. Phil almost needs to make both of these to have a shot. Here's Riley, goes up and over the mountain, and that is all over the jar, less than 10 feet away. A 7-footer for one Riley Hitchcock. Phil needs to make this. Can he do it? Sniper way to the left. Did not challenge that mountain like the maniacal Riley Hitchcock did. So now Phil needs a par or a birdie here and a hole out or an eagle from him. He needs Riley to do something very dumb. Riley 3 better. Trying to shoot a 32 under here on week 1. Phil will settle this at the end of the fairway. Has to make this. And this is a good look. This is not a bad look. Just want to land it past. This orbit will climb this down 10 green. Here it comes. On its way, and doesn't climb much, does it? Hit, pulled up a hair, and set itself in place. Phil will finish 1 better, 30 under, and needs an absolute meltdown from Riley, which I don't think he's getting. Well, he's not going to get it. Not here. That's going to go up. That is safe. That is a sniper. And that is an easy putt for Riley Hitchcock. Week 1 is in the books. Riley Hitchcock is your Week 1 Gold Challenge Cup winner. A 2-stroke win over the great Phil Rumley. Congratulations, Riley Hitchcock. Week 2 will be here next week. We'll see who wins that one. Thank you all.